I have an opportunity to help with a production from Essence Fest. But where's the money? Hey there, it's Saturday morning and I'm in the stage room. So I'm excited about the opportunity we have. We're going to actually be doing live support for an event called Conversations Over Cocktails. And let me tell you a little backstory about how this all played out. Initially, we were looking to see if we could go on site in New Orleans. If you've ever heard of an event called Essence Fest, it's like kind of like, I don't want to say the Black Mecca, but it's where a lot of people go once a year, and they have concerts, they have seminars, they have all kind of stuff in New Orleans. I've never been. My wife wants to go, but we just got back from Detroit like a few weeks ago, and I'm like, to turn around and then get everything and go back to New Orleans. Do we have the bandwidth? Do we have the money and everything? Because when we move into an operational setting, and that's what we call when we go to set up somewhere to film, there's cameras that's got to be shipped. There's lights that's got to be shipped. There's sound equipment that's got to be shipped. There's all your cords, batteries, and other stuff that's got to be shipped. It's a lot, you know? And so that cost. And this particular event, it was there was no funding. There was no sponsorship. So I was like, how can we best support you from our studios here in California? And I said, well, if you can get a camera person, we can work with them, and then you can just send us a signal. We'll then put it on the network, and then we'll produce it on this end where we'll do the cuts and do all that stuff. So it was a little tough because they were trying to find people. And of course, people were like, what kind of money you got? What you paying? And, once again, they didn't really have a big budget, but they were making it work because what they're doing is phenomenal. It's called Conversations Over Cocktails. It's going to be great. You can watch it here on Stage Plus coming up. But I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Anyway, so we had a meeting and I was like, okay, so we're going to do this. You're going to send us a signal. But in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, even though we're not there on site, even though we don't have to travel to the East Coast, even though we have to ship any equipment, we're still providing a service. How do we make money off of that? Because if you're not always trying to think how you're going to produce revenue from something you're involved in, you'll go broke. And it's great. People go, well, it's great content for your network. Nah, I got enough content. I can just film stuff around my studios and have content. I don't need to go broke providing other content. You know what I'm saying? So not to be a jerk about it, but that's the way I'm thinking. So I said, okay. I said, so we're going to promote it. We're going to get some advertisers, and that's going to pay for our services on this end. And then, of course, sharing that money with them because, of course, they're doing the event. They've got expenses there. So it's a mutually beneficial thing. So then the thing comes down to, how do you get advertisers? How do you get people to buy into something that hasn't been done before? It's tough because sometimes people want to see, well, what happened last year? Well, we didn't do this kind of thing last year. So you got to be able to say, okay, look, this is something new. If you want to get on the ground floor, because next year, it's going to be triple the price.
Damn!
And a lot of times that happens because then when you put it on there, we put stuff on our network. We do a ratings poll every 30 days. Every 30 days, we look to see who's watching, what they're watching, how many people watching, where in the world they're watching. And we do all that because then we can go to advertisers and go, look, this is who's watching this show. This is how long they're watching. These are the people, the demographics that are watching. And this is what it costs if you want to get your company or your business on a commercial on this particular show.
Show me the money!
But sometimes when you don't have that, you go, look, here's the base entry level prices. I'm giving you a break because it's the first time we're doing this. Smart people take advantage of it. Some people tend to wait and they pay more. That's just the way it works. So I've got to figure out today how to promote this event. It's coming up July 5th, is it? July 5th. So I've got to be able to promote that. Then we have another event we're doing called Balloons Over Bullets, where this organization is going for the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest balloon fight. So they signed their agreement. Now that one, we're going to be on site filming. We got to use drones, cameras. It's going to be 10,000 people, 209,000 water balloons. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, but we got to get advertising for that. So we're working with them as well to get advertising for that. But this is what we're doing, and this is how it has to work. So I got a list of people I'm going to reach out to and say, hey, this is a new show coming out. It's from Essence Fest. You know, Essence Fest is incredible. And you want to be a part of it? And some will probably be like, no. And some will be like, well, let me see. But you got to keep asking because it's a numbers game. And I tend to look at it, and that sometimes I used to get in my feelings, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, oh, they said no to me. Why? What am I not value? But now I'm just like, no problem. This one's not for you. I get you on the next one. Move. Let's see the person behind you wants to take advantage. Hey, we got this, and it's a numbers game. No? Okay, move. Hey, what do you? Yes? Great. Come over here. Hey, and that's what you have to do. You have to have thick skin. In this business, you better have a thick skin. And I had to develop that because at first I was thinking it was always personal, and it's not personal. But I will say the best business is always personal. But when it comes to somebody telling you no, they don't mean no to you. They mean not right now. So when you got that kind of mindset, you can keep pushing. That's my advice for today. That's how we're going to work this. And I'll be getting back with you soon.